Alright, we've got a community cast here doing some Bretonnia versus Empire action a la PROFPWN. This time he's not sniping me, he's just sent me a replay. So it's kind of like the same thing, he's taking the limelight from me. But we got a strong front line of battle pilgrims for PROFPWN here. Some peasant bowmen with pox arrows, a damsel of life, the grail relic as needed, another unit of pox arrows, another nice backline here of just men-at-arms, no shields, and then some flanks of spears and men-at-arms with polearms. We then have King Leon with 2 units of Grail Knights. So a real nice, real diverse, very strong in my opinion, army here. You don't really necessarily need the foot squires. You can get away with them against the Empire, but men-at-arms are going to do the job here just as well because great swords aren't as common of a pick right now. But with our Empire, we have 2 pretty interesting little batteries here. You want to look here and here. So basically it's a 2 front line of spearmen with shields, and then supporting them are spearmen and halberdiers. Then we've got a kind of a line here of handgunners with another one in the back, but then 3 cannons, the dreaded steam tank. Now, Bright Wizard, I wasn't expecting Lore of Fire here. I was maybe either expecting Darkness or light, just so we can get those nets down. And this is a generic General of the Empire. Let's kind of see how this plays out. We already got the cannons thundering across the battlefield here. Oh man, I missed that shot. Things are already kind of getting hairy. Oh, look at that gore! Look at that Al Gore! Look at that internet creation right there. Oh, getting another one. Oh, just like the Patriot. Oh. We can see here we got some sweeping flank action a la the Grail Knights. They're going to try and get onto that side. Already taking some heavy hits. Heavy hits. Oh my god. Look at that. We got that Bright Wizard coming in there to try to cast some magic action going down too. Man, those are just killing those Grail Knights in droves. And Grail Knights, we know, are a pretty strong unit to have here. Uh-oh. Oh. The Flaming Skull of Doom here. Burning its way through the lands. Oh. Now, the Flaming Skull is really underwhelming. Okay, so that cut through a lot of their army. But to really not a ton of avail here. Even the Vortex isn't going to do a ton. But, I mean, they've taken more majority of their damage from the cannons. Even cutting back over to these Grail Knights, these Grail Knights are getting hammered by those cannons. One unit almost completely gone from the cannons alone. But this battle's probably going to turn as soon as those battle pilgrims can get into close combat. They're going to be able to trade real strong here. Pop that unit card. They are shielded. They do have frenzy, and they're going to have some pretty significant weapon strength. That 35 weapon strength by comparison to their measly 25. So they're going to be doing a little bit more damage here. Pox arrows already starting to be loosed across the Bretonnian line. Grail Knights having to back up here a little bit. Uh-oh. Definitely getting another one here. Oh, yeah. This one's a little bit more on point. This one's really charring them up. But, again, it's more visually effective than actually effective. They're not really charred up that much from that. And you can see here, let's slow this down a little bit. So, PROFPWN, has chosen some pretty good targets. He's taken his archers and he's focusing down these handgunners. The handgunners are with the pox arrow, the archers with the pox arrows are only going to be doing 20 missile damage, but against these handgunners, they don't have a very significant armor, only a 20 armor. So they're going to be getting hit pretty hard by these pox arrows here. Got a heal going off here. Pox arrows coming in. We got our Grail Knights coming back from the from the background here. Grail Relic though got into a really early nasty engagement with the steam tank and the General of the Empire. That's really not a good thing. The mainly peasantry here really requires that Grail Relic to kind of hold the line for them leadership wise. But with the damsel, it shouldn't be too big of an issue. Pox arrows really kind of leaping over here. Oh yeah. Men-at-Arms jumping in. And again, these Battle Pilgrims are going to trade real well with this army. Pox arrows, more pox arrows shooting to these handgunners, and watch out, just chipping them down. Slowly but surely, as it knocks down their leadership, their health, everything real fast. You're doing some pretty good micro here to kind of outmaneuver these spearmen to good avail. Look at that. Look at, oh, we're going to come in for a nice little slow-mo on this. As the Grail Knights get their worthy just deserve. Oh, jumping over cannons! Flaming lances for the lady. Oh, look at that. Glory be. Oh, hi, guy. A little French sailor. Take that with your ruffled shirts. More pox arrows shooting across. We can see we got another bit of action coming down. Some hell from the fire or bright wizard. Now, the steam tank is in a world of hurt. It is in the wrong neighborhood. It is surrounded by men-at-arms with pole arms. It is going to get its tires taken off and put on cinder blocks real quick. That anti-large is going to rip it up. And they are also AP. So, in conjunction with the pox arrows, which aren't really going to do a whole ton, I'm not going to lie to you. It's really these men-at-arms are going to do a ton of damage here. Oh, yes. Look at that. The Grail Knights really getting in that back line, really starting to eat up a ton of stuff here. These halberdiers almost completely surrounded by both spearmen and battle pilgrims. Not going to go well for them. Steam tank being taken down really fast by those pole arms. And really the last bastion of the Empire here. Trying to hold out against these spearmen. The General of the Empire still in good working order. And the Bright Wizard is as well. But Lion Coeur doth not fear no man. Yeah, look at his little beard. Man, it's so cocky. My tattoos glow more than your tattoos. As to be expected, the Ponzi Empire are really starting to get it handed to them, piece by piece. These halberdiers really starting to waver as the pox arrows start unleashing on them as well. The pox arrows are a really, really good choice here. I can't kind of emphasize that enough. There's certain arrows you take with certain factions. You know, fire is really strong against, well, soon-to-be Tomb Kings, but also like like against the vampire counts. Pox arrows are really good against a lot of more of the humanoid type characters you're going to be fighting against. Oh, look at him just swarming that General of the Empire. Lion Coeur has his new target. His fresh target for the lady. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Right into that General of the Empire. Things are not looking good as we kind of solidify the coffin, getting those nails ready to start hammering them in. Lion Coeur is taking down that wizard. Everything is army losses have kicked in 100% here, and we have a close victory for Professor PROFPWN, protecting and serving us as the Knights of Bretonnia. So we can take a look here. We got 109 kills in those Grail Knights. So even the ones that were put down pretty hard got a whopping 47. So the Grail Knights are still effective even when kind of delivered a swift justice. But we can take a look at Madman. He had 19, 24, and 14 kills on his great cannons, which weren't really doing the most damage to the front line. In my opinion, I think those cannons should have been either focused on his archers, which, take a look, 24, 15, and 41. That's primarily all allocated to his handgunners, who couldn't come online. They got 9 kills amongst all of them. And with the 800 or so point investment of each handgunner unit, that's a pretty significant point exchange, because the investment on your pox arrows is a little bit less. And on top of that, we saw how effective these great cannons were on the Grail Knights. Imagine if this Grail Knight unit was either completely destroyed or relegated down to the same strength. You'd have 80 across the two rather than 156. So you do have a lot of effectiveness that was kind of, in my opinion, a little bit wasted with the great cannons. But the steam tank is usually a very strong pick. The Empire's in a very weird realm right now in the meta. It went from being a very top tier to a very kind of mid to bottom tier. It's really funky. But the steam tank is usually one of those things where a lot of people fear or don't actually build against. When you choose against Empire, you don't always expect to see a steam tank. But it was a very interesting choice. But the 50 kills almost from the Bright Wizard was pretty cool, even though I already was saying that I'm surprised that they chose Bright Wizard. It's not the strongest choice I would have gone with against Bretonnia, but still got quite a few many kills here. But we can see definitely always the biggest kills are going to be the 46 and 62 from these halberdiers, really kind of dishing out the damage. But these Battle Pilgrims, 96, 76, 33, 101, definitely kind of held their own here. Definitely bringing a lot of that frenzy action to the Empire line and dishing out quite a bit of damage here. But this was a really great cast here. I've got another one by Professor PWN I'll be casting later in the week. It's a bit longer of one. It's with the Dark Elves and the Greenskins, and I can't wait to show that one to you guys too. I was going to just dual cast them, but it was significantly longer, so I didn't want to have like, hey, here's this one, much shorter of a video versus the other one, which is probably going to be about a 20-25 minute video, to be totally honest. But we got plenty of goodies planned for you here this week, guys. Going to do some videos on the end times and some other lore videos here planned for you. Some more 40k, because you guys definitely seem to be liking that 40k. I just picked up the 40k codex for my Blood Angels, so I'm very stoked on that. But thank you all very much for watching here today. If you are joining us from Lore Master of Sotek's channel, he did a really awesome call-out video and recommendation video to a lot of the other YouTubers in the realm, not just me, to Turin, to Dov Plays, to Gobbo King, Shadow Online, a lot of great people. So if you haven't checked that out, go ahead and check that out. But if you are joining us from there, thanks for watching as well. Hopefully I'll live up to the Lore Master of Sotek's mighty knowledge and deliver in suit. But we have another actual podcast this week too. We're going to do a threesome, a menage a trois of sorts. Gobbo King, myself, and the mighty Lore Master of Sotek as well. And hopefully some Indie Pride action with the Trials of Tzeentch. But thanks for watching here today, guys. Have a good one and take care.